terms of our involvement in energy management system, actually we involved in the very first activity conducted by UNIDO, a program which is a capacity building program where they train the auditors, they also train the consultants, and they give capacity building process and program to all the project participants, the company that is actually interested to involve in energy management system. This program started in 2013, and then from then we have been giving this service, the certification service to our clients, and it takes about almost 10 years now.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
10
so
years.
It's not a new
Yes, not a new certification. Yes.
Okay. Earlier you mentioned UNIDO. How
Yeah.
do you spell it?
UNIDO.
Is it an abbreviation for something?
This is actually the international program under UN United Nations.
Okay.
So maybe I just give you the program name. The program name is UNIDO Program for Energy Management System Implementation in Industry. Okay, so they are providing the funding lah. ENMS energy management system will be as same as other ISO standard. We have environmental management system, we have our occupational safety and health, but in terms of energy, they are really focusing on how the company want to manage their energy consumption. That is actually the main focus and the intent of the system. Because when we talk about energy, there are no establishment with no energy use. So this is when we talk. I'm not underrating, like say EMS, and environmental management system is actually not that important. It is, but when we talk about energy, energy is the most common thing we do every day. So in terms of certification, when we provide ISO 50001 to our client, it will of course make them aware how they are using their energy, several types of energy, how they can control, and how they can manage for improvement further. So in terms of SIRIM QI services, apart from providing the certification to our client, we also have our sister company, which is SIRIM STS, which is providing the training and also capacity building program. They will take all the part related to consultation and training, and after our client is actually being aware, know how to do, then they can come to us, to MSCD, for the certification process. The common thing that is actually being practiced by them is that when you talk about energy, okay, that is finance part, or that is actually a procurement part. You cannot talk about energy with the HR people, you cannot talk about the energy with the operation people, because they think things related to money and use of energy shall be part and under finance. But this is actually a clear indicator when we go from the uncertified to certified clients, right? When we go to the certified clients, we can see that they are more structured. Okay, when we talk about energy, everybody should be responsible. Not just operation people, not just maintenance people. Every part of the department, let's say, starting from HR, because they are the people responsible to provide training to the people to understand how to manage their energy. When you talk to people from operation or even from the maintenance team, they will understand, okay, this is actually our responsibility to identify what program that we can do, we can suggest to our company to do this together with all the people and achieve one target. Because when we talk about management system, they always starting from identify what is actually being needed to be done. They will have program, they will have target, they will have, I think, people coming up together and then go for the first barrier, which is the structural and also the behavioral part, and then they will do together. They will have this one target, one, I think, objective shared by everyone to reduce your energy, to reduce your cost, to make your workplace better. That is actually a very significant difference you can see between the uncertified and non-certified client. Okay, it does not specifically focus on one industry only. It talks about consumers, meaning industrial, commercial, public sector. So whatever establishment who actually using energy with various type of energy. We just don't talk about electricity. We also talk about the use of coal in energy generation. We talk about the use of petrol, diesel, and even the use of renewable energy like solar, hydropower. So this ENMS program is for all the clients from all type of industries to know in terms of using their energy, which part using the most, which part can improve better. So when we go for ENMS, the first thing that the client needs to do is actually, we call it energy review, where they need to identify what type of energy they have first. Okay, who consume the most? Okay, because when we talk about a system, if you do not know about the things, if you don't measure, you cannot control. So energy management system address all these important things. You must know, you must first need to identify what is actually the first important thing yang you can control, and then you contribute by doing programs to manage your energy management. And the most important thing also, because in management system we have this management review, where your top management need to commit and also involve in the setting where your people on the ground will report, what have I done, what is actually the achievement, what I need to improve. And the top management will also need to play their part, yang mana they will highlight, okay, I will give you more resources to improve, I will give you budget, I will give you training, right? And even when we do energy management system, apart from this we can call doing activity that can cause reduce your costing, improve your future capital investment and everything. Another thing we can look at is actually legal compliance. When you do energy management system, there is one clause talking about legal regulatory requirement, where our client, our certified client, need to check their legal compliance status on annual basis. And at the same time, because like I mentioned earlier, we are talking about zero carbon, net carbon zero and everything. This use of energy is actually contributed to scope 1 and scope 2 of your GHG emission. So when you go for ENMS, you are managing your energy use. Indirectly, you are also managing your carbon footprint emission, which is a very, I think people saying that you are killing two birds with one stone. You are addressing your energy and you are also addressing your climate change risk, which is the GHG emission. That is the main, I think, most significant contribution when you are certified to ENMS in comparison to other management system scheme. But for this energy review, you cannot engage SIRIM QS because we are not the party who provide the consultation part. Because in energy review, I believe you need to have a consultation, a consultant that help you on doing the technical monitoring and also technical measurement. In current scenario, normally people will go for appointed third party, a competent third party who doing the energy audit. And in Malaysia, I believe they have this organisation who provide the grant. I think if I'm not mistaken, it's actually under EC, Energy Commission, where they provide some grants for the people, for the clients who intend to do energy audit, but they don't have this, I think, specialized people, and they don't have this specialized equipment, yes, skills, especially skills, because this is really very technical process. They can go in SIRIM, maybe they can go for even our sister company under SIRIM Berhad. Okay. We have another department, ETRC, where they provide this competent person to conduct the energy audit for the energy review.
ETRC?
Yes, ETRC.
Is that an acronym for?
Kena check ETRC, nama penuh dia apa
Environment Technology Research.
Yes. We have everything in SIRIM. You just need to know what you want, so we can direct you to it. We have this competent person behind in our ETRC section, where they are the competent person for electrical measurement and everything. If you need training on awareness, we can go to STS. If you need measurement on calibration and everything, we can go for testing and product cert. So we have everything in SIRIM. It's just that we need to be clear. The consultation part and the certification part cannot be done together. The ISO 50001 is not that popular.
Oh, why
Not
so?
that popular because when you talk about quality management system, environmental management system, and even OSH, right? OSH management system,
Sorry, OSH?
occupational safety and health. Okay. But these three schemes actually maybe the common scheme within the client. Even between client and client, they request their partner, their supply chain to be certified to as minimum as QMS lah, quality management system. But when we talk about energy, ISO 50001, we don't have any, I think, push factor from the government or even from the client to client because this is actually quite new to them. And then maybe from my view, because this ISO 50001 need technical competency. Like I said earlier, right, when you want to start, you need to do the energy review. You need people with an electrical background, the minimum thing. And maybe you need a charge man in place, you need a team of maintenance who knows about your energy and how to analyze your energy usage, how to measure. So, because of this is actually not mandatory, and it requires thing which is quite technical thingy. So I think not the support. I think how should I say
Commitment.
the commitment is one thing. The willingness to do,
I see.
because they are saying, okay, this is actually quite difficult to do, and this is actually not mandatory. So we can put this on hold first. We go for other management system first.
Yes,
Kan?
yes.
But most of the company who started using, I think started certified to energy, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there are, this is actually like a ripple effect. Maybe one sister company did, and they provide their performance to the company, to the others, and then the others follow. And even when I think one of the client, which is actually a good client from YTL, YTL cement, they certified all their cement plant. Because when they first certified 2 plant, they can show a very significant number for saving in terms of carbon and also for money. So when they took over Lafarge Cement, which is a Kedah Cement in Langkawi, they also encourage this plant to go for ENMS certification. So I believe when we talk about ENMS certification, the sambutan, maksudnya people are not that willing to go because this is actually quite technical. But once they are ready to go for the hard part, because all the technical thing, but when they are ready to do this, when they implemented the program in accordance to the standard, they will see a significant reduction and improvement. So that is why maybe from one part to one part they talk to each other. So okay, I have implemented this and this is actually what I've got. So maybe when they present this to public or maybe the competitors see, okay, they have this one, they improve a lot. So I believe ISO 50001 for now is more like the willingness to go, whether even you know that this actually not the easy thing to do. Okay, so in terms of energy management system, like I said earlier, because maybe in 2 or 3 years' time, people will realize, because the climate change is actually a very in thing now, right? So they will be able to understand that when you want to control your climate change, you want to control your GHG emission, managing your energy is actually one of the most important thing. Managing energy, the energy consumption, like I said earlier, right, it is actually contributing to scope 1 and scope 2 under your GHG emission. So when I think I think in near future, people will realize when you go for net zero emission or carbon neutral, one of the most important thing you need to manage is actually managing your energy. So by doing certification on ENMS, it is actually helping you to manage this big bulk of the GHG emission contributor. That is one thing. In terms of the Malaysia Energy Plan, right? Okay, Malaysia Energy Plan. Malaysia Energy Plan, even though it's actually called Energy Plan, the focus is more on electricity. Okay, electricity is actually a one dot into the energy, right? So when these people go for certification, go for implementation in managing their energy in ENMS, at the same time, not just cater for electricity reduction, they will cover more because they will also handle more type of energy like natural gas, the use of coal and also use of fuel. So in terms of Malaysia Energy Plan, when the people is actually being implementing the ENMS, of course their achievement and contribution is actually bigger than what being cascaded under the Malaysia Energy Plan. Like I said earlier, right? Instead of just focusing on energy, they will focus on everything, every type of energy which is significant to their process. And I need to highlight this again. When you are managing your energy, you are managing your scope 1 and scope 2 GHG emission. So at the same time, when you reduce your energy, of course you will reduce your GHG overall emission. That's actually the most important thing. Okay, to elaborate more, I think we start with scope 2 first. Scope 2 is the use of electricity. So when you use your electricity, the amount of electricity, you times with your energy emission factor, so you will convert it to GHG emission. Okay, under scope 1, believe it or not, the big bulk in scope 1 is actually the use of your fuel. So when you are managing your coal usage, your petrol, your diesel, your natural gas, you are actually addressing the scope 1 emission. Because as a certification body, our consultation part is actually quite limited. But what we have now is actually we are also doing ESG, right? The ESG now. Okay. In SIRIM QS, we have this new scheme which is ESG verification. So when we go for ESG verification awareness, because we are still allowed to tell people what is actually this scheme is all about. When you talk about ESG, E is environment. E is environment. Under the environment pillar, you will always have GHG. Okay. Under the GHG, you will always have the energy. So we are trying to educate people because there is a requirement that you need to report your ESG by the PLC, right? Bursa requires PLC to report ESG matters. So when we try to target on ESG, we are trying to make it bigger, to make it clearer that GHG and also energy is actually a component in this ESG. So like I said earlier, right, people might not be willing to go for ENMS because they don't think this is actually not mandatory and this is actually quite difficult to do. But when they know the impact, because when you manage your energy, you are managing your GHG and at the same time you are addressing the environment pillar in your ESG. It is actually covered a lot of things that you need to do. So hopefully when we tell this to people and they can correlate this link, hopefully when they understand the importance of managing your energy, they will go for ENMS certification. If they don't go for ENMS certification, at least they will try to implement the energy management system in their establishment. That is actually will be very helpful. If you go for certification, it's better for us because you need to call us. But if you just try to implement, it will of course improve the overall thing, targeting your energy, GHG and also addressing your ESG. So when we talk about bigger picture, when you want to address your ESG, of course you need to address the element in it. So ENMS, which is focusing on managing your all types of energy which you are using on daily basis without fail, and you cannot afford not to use it because that is actually your normal operation. In managing this, it will definitely bring an impact to your GHG reporting, the greenhouse gas reporting, and also your ESG reporting. I believe if we can tell more people and make more people aware that these have linked to each other, we hope that that can boost ENMS certification.